All right, welcome back to a very different video, but still 7 Deadly Sins related. So, with some recent leaks, if you aren't aware, on the Twitter Reginets, he sometimes posts character models, and I think this was found on the JP files. So this is Escanor, if you aren't aware, and this is the Escanor form when he fights Meliodas in Assault form. Basically, before Escanor goes into the one form. So if you watch the anime and manga, you probably know what I'm talking about. So credits to him. So what I thought was, why not create a video about or a series called What If? So basically we take characters that we see in the anime on the manga that aren't in the game yet in JP and global, and we sort of create their skill set and also their unique passive and ultimate moves. So in this case, the first video is going to be Escanor, the one, because we don't obviously have him on JP or on global, but it looks like he's going to come soon, hopefully, to JP. But if you do enjoy this style of video, please make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. And by the way, if you want to see more videos like this, comment down below and comment which characters you want to see. I thought the next character could be Assault Mode Meliodas, so also comment down your ideas and thoughts on what skill set Assault Mode Meliodas should have, and as well as a unique passive and ultimate. And the same you can do with Escanor. Comment down which skills you think he should have, because yours might obviously differ from mine. So let's start off with uh, his unique passive, or the character itself. So I think he's going to be blue because we already have a green and red Escanor in the game, obviously. So I think this is going to be a blue version. His passive, I call it the one, and I gave him the exact same passive as Omega Rugal, the KOF collab character. So how his passive works is, as it states here, it removes the hero's debuffs and it fully heals their health and increases all their stats by 15% if the hero survives with 50% health or less. So basically, if you have 50% health or less, he gets all of these buffs and stats. And the reason I made made it like this and not like Eren Titan, or who was it? There's one more, Camilla. I think they are the only two transformation characters. The reason I didn't make it like them, where they have to use their ultimates to basically get these buffs and all of this jazz happening, is it's very difficult and just annoying to get their ultimates and also using one card slot on their ultimate. And I just think it's a terrible way of making it work. Whereas Omega Rugal works perfectly. I think it's works so fantastic. So I thought, why not just give it to Escanor? So basically, he starts in this form here, and if you proc his passive, he transforms into the one we know from the manga and the anime. And I think that's a very cool idea. But his abilities are not going to change. The only thing that's going to change is obviously his appearance and also his ultimate. So first off, let's take a look at his first ultimate here, or first skill, excuse me. His first skill, I've called it Hack and Slash. It is basically the one where he just slashes continuously on Meliodas like everywhere, but nothing really happens. But I thought that was a suiting ability because he also has another ability called Super Slash, and that reminds me a lot of Green Escanor's first ability or first skill called Elegant Blow. So he basically hacks and slash on the enemy, and I've gave him the same basically multipliers and stats as Red Escanor. So it inflicts amplified damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. And Amplify increases the attack by 30% per buff on the character. So if we take a look at Escanor, this one here. So, and credits to Grand Cross database, by the way. So amplified damage dealt plus 30% per active buff on self. So the more buffs he has on himself, the more damage he's going to deal with the ability. And that comes in handy with his passive and also the second ability, which is going to be, I called it steroids because I don't know what to call it. But that is when he sort of like transforms once before he goes into the one. So if you haven't seen it, like I think he gets beaten by Meliodas and then he walks up, he stands up again and he gets like super buff and the ground like sort of melts. So I just called it steroids because I didn't know what to call it. But this ability at rank 3 increases basic stats by 50% for 3 turns and grants debuff immunity for 3 turns. So what I did here is Escanor is like a selfish type of character once he's in this form. He only thinks about himself when he transforms, kinda. Like it's sort of like it's only about himself. Is the basically the way the attitude he has. So I thought, why not give the same stats as Derriere? So if we go into Derriere here, so Derriere, she increases basic stats by 50% for 3 turns, but she also gets evasion for 1 turn. But the reason Derriere gets evasion is because it suits her. She's a quick character in the manga and the anime. She's supposed to be fast, whereas Escanor is supposed to be big and buff, so that wouldn't make any sense. So I also gave him Arthur's, which grants debuff immunity for 3 turns. So I sort of combined Derriere's and Escanor's because I think that's the more suiting one, because that just fits Escanor, like with also the green version. So if we go back into the green version of Escanor here, um, so the green Escanor's passive removes buffs and debuffs and becomes immune to debuffs when the hero's ultimate move gauge is completely filled. So I thought, why not just give it the same, um, basically, what is it called? The same type of thing on the ability, so he gets immune for 3 turns. And something else I forgot to mention was about his passive. Once he transforms into the one form, his passive is going to change into Aaron's, where he is immune to ultimate move disable. So you can't disable his ultimate move. Um, Once he basically, if he procs his passive is going to change to that. So you can't basically make you can't make him immune, ultimate immune or whatever it's called. The one you saw with Green Aaron. So the last one is obviously going to be his ultimate, and with his ultimate, in his base form, the one we see here, he's going to have the exact same ultimate as the green and blue Escanor. So at 6 out of 6, it inflicts 1,440% attack on one enemy, but I made it different. So when he transforms, so if you proc his passive, he changes to basically Eren Yeager's, where he's immune to ultimate move disable, but his ultimate also changes into the Holy Sword. So if you aren't aware of what the Holy Sword is, it is basically this here, when he uses the Holy Sword against Meliodas in the anime or the manga, whichever one you prefer. So where he basically knocks out Meliodas. And I think that's the most suiting for him. So if he gets that ultimate, so basically when his passive procs, he gets a new passive and he also gets a new ultimate, but these two skills stay the same. And I think this is going to be a very interesting sort of skill set for him if he gets this. But if you think he should have anything different, or if you would make anything different, make sure to comment it down below and let me know. And also which characters you want to see in the future. And if you enjoyed or like this kind of video or this style of video, I'll greatly appreciate if you could leave a like by letting me know, and also comment it, and also subscribe to the channel. And hopefully this wasn't a lot of mumbling and stuttering and you didn't quite understand what I said. Hopefully you understood everything quite well. And yeah, I will see you the next time. Peace.